Hello everyone, this is a video tutorial for the Justice League superhero FaceSwap project. So let's just get started. So the picture that I gave you in Google Classroom looks like this. So you need to open up the assignment, find it, and then open it in a new window and then download it. And we're going to switch out a Superman and Wonder Woman and Batman and Flash, and then Cyborg and Aquaman, okay? And then it's going to look like this, okay? So I'm just going to, instead of doing everything for you, I'm just going to do Cyborg here since he is a little more difficult because we need to blend his armor into Aquaman's armor. And then I'm going to show you how to I'm going to take off Flash's head and put it over here on Batman, okay? So, because I had to show you how to color that as well. Okay, so basically, you want to unlock your background and call it original photo, and then duplicate your layer, and then call that duplicate layer, and then put edit here. We are going to use this to edit later on, so just turn it off. Or actually, I guess you could just start pulling your faces from it. Just make sure that you have two copies here, okay? So basically what you're going to do, you're going to make a very, very loose selection of the head, and then you're going to put it where it belongs, okay? So you're going to take your lasso tool and you're going to just make it super large because we're going to use a mask on it, so it's better to have it bigger. Okay, and then you're going to Command J. What does Command J do? It cuts it out and puts it on a new layer all by itself. So right there, that's what it looks like. Okay, so now I'm going to take my Move tool and I'm going to move it over here. I want to flip it, so I'm going to Edit, Transform, and Flip Horizontal. Okay, now I want to see this, so I need to zoom in, and I want to see where I should be putting his face compared to Aquaman's face. So I'm just going to download this. I'm not download it. I'm going to bring my opacity down. What I was saying. So now you can see Aquaman through Cyborg. So I'm just going to line up their noses, maybe check out their eyebrows, try and line that up. So that looks like that's pretty good. So I'm going to take my, shrink that down a little bit. And let's move this up a little bit so you can see it. And then I'm going to bring my opacity all the way up. Okay, well, clearly you can see that I got to get rid of this picture and all of this. And then I'm going to slowly blend Cyborg's armor into Aquaman's armor. So how do I do that? I'm going to put a vector mask on it. A vector mask is right down here. So I'm just going to come down here and put this mask on. So I'm going to go over here, get my brush. Remember that black hides and white reveals. So I'm just going to come over here, start hiding that part. Okay. And okay. Now I just, so you can see over here in the mask, whatever is black, that means that it looks like I'm erasing it, but I'm actually just sort of hiding it, okay? And then I'm just going to come over here and do the same thing. Now I'm just going to take away too much because I want to show you if you take away too much, guess what? You put the white back on and then you paint with white. So I'm going to get my brush. I'm going to bring this way down to about 30%, and I'm going to slowly fade Cyborg's silver. And when I do that, I get rid of Aquaman's hair. Do you see that Aquaman's hair is showing? So I don't want it to show. So I had to come back in white, making sure I'm in my mask. And when I come back in white, I get rid of his hair. Okay. So I'm just sort of slowly transitioning Cyborg into Aquaman. Okay. So if you take away too much, you could just go back and forth and slowly try to get it to blend into one another. Okay. I think that looks good. So what I have to do now is just make this silver gold. Okay. So I'm going to, let's see, what do I want to do? I'm going to make a new layer. Okay. And I'm going to paint up here above my picture. okay? So I'm going to come over here and select this, grab my lasso tool, and I'm just going to zoom in. I'm going to just draw where my silver is because I just want to just put some gold on that. Okay. Then I'm going to come down here, shrink that a little bit, do the same thing. Make sure that you are on the add to selection or you're holding your shift key down so that you can add. Okay. And if it didn't work, that's because you didn't have this selected, or you can hold the shift key down. Okay. So basically this is selected. So what I'm going to do, get my eyedropper. I'm going to come here and get this gold color here. Okay. And you can see there it is. And I'm up here now. So I'm going to be filling up here. So if I do Option Delete, it fills it. Looks like that. And then I could do Command D, and then I can come here and start finding. Multiply looks like that. Overlay, hue, saturation, color. And I think color looks the best for me. So I think it looks pretty good right now. I don't even need to bring down my opacity. Sometimes I bring it down, but I feel like that's a pretty decent color. So I'm done with that. So now that's finished. Okay, so now Cyborg is done. So then you would do the same thing with Aquaman. You would be taking Aquaman and bringing him over here. Okay, so same thing. You're going to make a very big selection, bring him over, flip him horizontal, and then have him make sure that you bring his hair with him when you come over, and then he should start fading into Cyborg's armor. Okay. Okay, and then I would make sure that you label everything so that way you don't get confused. So I'm just going to say Cyborg here, and then I'm going to call this gold up here so that way I know what everything is. Okay. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do for you, and then you're going to be able to do the rest. I'm going to make a new, let's see, no, I'm going to come back down here to my duplicate layer, and I'm going to bring Flash and bring him over to Batman. So I'm going to get my lasso tool. I'm going to make a very large selection. Maybe even, I might even do it here. I'm going to do it bigger than that. So I'm just going to hit all his shoulders in here. Okay, and Command J. And then I'm going to take my move tool and move him over here. Same thing. I'm going to bring down the opacity. Okay, and let's see if his chin, or if I line up the noses or the mouth, maybe something like that. Okay, and bring my opacity all the way up. Okay, and now I'm going to put a mask on it, paint in black, get my brush. I'm going to bring my opacity all the way up when I first start. Okay, and I'm going to start painting away. Let's see. Okay, and up here, let's see. Oh, yeah, I don't want that. So I want to make sure that that's hidden. Let me cover that up. Okay. Okay, so now all I have to do is color his mask and make it blue. Okay, so so you can see that, actually, you know what? I made that blue too. That's interesting. Maybe I should do that. Okay, I'll do that. And let me bring him up a little bit too. He looks too short. So let me bring up bring that up. And then I got to come back in here. Let's see, get my brush. Oh, but you know what? I want to, yeah, let me reveal. I think I'll just paint that blue. That's what I'll do. Okay. Just making that. And then what I'm going to do, let's see, get my black again and just, so then I'll paint all of that and get my white again and just make my brush smaller. It's blue. Okay, and then I took a little bit too much away, so I'll bring that back in there. Okay, so let's go back to what I did before. Okay, so I'm gonna make that blue and that blue. Okay, here we go. Okay, so now what we want to do, we want to just select both of these things because we're going to make them blue. So let's go ahead, make a new layer, and I'm going to get my lasso tool. And basically, you know what, the easiest thing for us to do is let's just get the object selection tool, and let's just put it over the mask here. Let's see what it selects. Oh gosh, that didn't do a very good job. I'll do Command D. You know what? Let's try the lasso tool. Let's do that one. So I'm still in my object selection tool, but now I have a lasso. So if I just do a rough estimate of this, maybe it will select it. Okay, that's better. And then I want to do the same thing here with my lasso tool. Just wherever I see my red. Okay. And then I want to take away the eyes. I don't want to paint red over the eyes. So let's see, is this, I think this is minus. Let's see if this works. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing here. I don't want to make that red. Okay, let's see what happens. If now I'm up here. So now I want to get my eyedropper and I want to get it this blue. So now let's see what happens. Option delete. You know what? I need to add a little bit more to, let's see. I need to add more to that. So I'm going to come up here and add, oh gosh, is that going to work or not? Yeah. Okay. Option delete there. Okay. And then I'm going to come over here and come down to color. Okay. And if you feel like you need to make more of a bigger selection, you can. Let's see, maybe if I just do, I feel like it missed this part here. Oh, yeah, okay, option delete. Oh, brother. Okay, so let's see. I'm just going to use my regular lasso tool. Just do that again. Okay, option delete. And you can come around and do any more that you think needs selecting. Okay, just sort of click. I can, and I'll spend more time cleaning that up, but you get the idea. Okay, so now that looks like that. Let's go back to the picture that I wanted you to do. So, okay, so right now Cyborg looks pretty good. And then, no, Flash looks pretty good. Oh my gosh, losing it. Okay, so Flash is here and blue is here. Okay, so Flash, and then that's blue. Okay, so if I turn that off, it looks like that. If I turn it on, it looks like that. And then I just wanted to then, so I'm done for now. So what you're going to do now, that you're going to do the rest yourself. You are going to take Wonder Woman from here and bring her over here. And then when you bring Superman over, there is going to be one thing. Maybe I should just do it real quick while I'm still doing this video. There's going to be one thing that I need to show you, and that's going to be, let me come down here and do it real quick. When you get Superman, I want you to make a very large selection when you get Superman. Okay, you're going to Command J. You're going to bring him over here. And when you bring him over, you're going to bring the opacity down. Okay, try to match. Let the zoom in. Okay, and then bring the opacity all the way up. Okay, so of course you're going to make a mask, vector mask, get your brush, okay, and you're going to, let's see, what do we want? Okay, now let's see, is it showing? Because sometimes, well, you know what, I'll just bring it down a little bit. Oh, you know what, I do shrink it. So let's do Command T, and I actually do make his head a little smaller because Wonder Woman's a little bit, her neck is not so thick. So let me just make that a little bit, that makes more sense. Oh, and you know what? I don't even need to do that. I was worried that her hair was going to show, so I don't think that's even happening. Let's see if I get my brush and I paint away all this. You might not even need to do that. Yeah, if okay, so let me just say, if for some reason her hair is showing, okay, then what you have to do, then you have to come in here. If that's the case, then you have to come in here and take your smudge tool, and you're just going to just cover up some of that hair that's showing. And smudge is just me taking pixels and just like moving them. I'm just moving them with my brush. Okay, so I'm just taking that black and then just sort of moving it over there. And that way, if for some reason Wonder Woman's hair is showing, then it's not going to show anymore. Okay. Okay, so once I call this, let's see, I'm calling this Superman. And then the only thing that you have to do with Superman is you have to start trying to get him to match her skin tone. So first thing you could just do, you could just do Shift Command and B and see what happens. Already, that's already looking better. Shift Command L, okay, that's the levels, and already it's already looking better. So if you want to come up here and then go edit, no, image adjustments, and then you come into color balance, you could still do some coloring here to match. Okay, and I think that looks good. Okay, now there's a little bit here in the neck that I would need to spend a lot more time on, but since this is a video, I'm just going to be super fast for now. But I want you to get to know like what. Okay, I'm just trying to make that look natural there. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so now you're going to be doing the rest yourself. Okay, so it's going to look something like this when you're done. And then when you're finished, you're going to call it File Save As. Okay, you're going to call it FaceSwap. Let me just turn all this off. And then you're going to do FaceSwap and then space, last name, first name, and then P12345 6. Okay, so FaceSwap, space, last name, first name, P12345 6, and then save it. And then you are going to now export it. Okay, so after you're done with that, then you're going to export it and submit it into Google Classroom. Okay, so that's all we have. Thanks for watching, and see you later. Bye.